Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So a pretty interesting article from GameSpot was posted yesterday. Kind of a theoretical piece. It turns out that the Xbox product manager, Patrick Perkins, or one of the Xbox product managers, Patrick Perkins, made a statement recently that he feels that 2015 could be the best year in gaming in terms of high-profile new releases since 2007. That's a pretty bold statement. For anyone who remembers what 2007 was, that really was a banner year in gaming, and it's been referred to many, many times over the past several years as one of the best years in gaming, and I would absolutely have to agree. So when I saw that this article was posted and I thought about what he said, which to be fair, if you read the GameSpot article, when they get more and more into the quotes that he says, it's really because he's trying to bolster the Xbox's lineup. He feels that he also said that Microsoft's own lineup for this year is stacked. So that's his kind of whole spin on this thing is, it's a banner year for gaming, just like 2007. And look at the Xbox's lineup. This has helped making it a banner year because our platform has this great lineup, which is fairly true. I mean, you've heard me talk about it. I do think that the Xbox One has a pretty good lineup this holiday. Beyond pumped for Halo 5. I think that Tomb Raider is going to be great. And there's a lot of great multi-platform games that we know will also be releasing on it this year as well. But I wanted to get a little bit deeper into the idea of if 2015, this year, is as good or better than 2007. Again, a bold statement, so what I'm going to do is pull up a list for you guys that I put together, and I'm going to post it right now. And you can see this list, which should be right around here. I put together a list of some of, I think, the biggest releases that came out in 2007, and some of the biggest releases that have come out or will still come out by the end of this year, 2015. Now, this was really fun to do because I remembered, like I said, how great 2007 was for gaming. Oh my gosh, so many great things. That was the year where I really started to realize, at that time, okay, so you guys know me. You know I'm a fan of all games, all platforms. I love the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Wii U, PC gaming. I think all the companies are great. But I'm primarily a Nintendo gamer. That's who I am. They're my favorite company. The Wii U is my favorite platform this generation so far until whatever the hell happens with the NX, which I am more and more excited for as the days go by. Primarily a Nintendo gamer, but there was a period where I was almost only a Nintendo gamer, and I really didn't put a whole lot of faith into the other platforms, into PlayStation and Xbox, and I kind of knew that they were sort of cool, but I really wasn't too into them, In the 6th gen, I enjoyed the Xbox and PS2 enough, but I was such a GameCube guy. And then in the 7th gen, it took a while before I really started to realize that all platforms had something to offer. And it was 2007, and a lot of the games available for the entirety of the industry, a lot of the games available not just on the Wii that year, that really made me realize, man, there's something for everybody on all platforms. There's something to this PlayStation, there's something to this Xbox. I'm starting to see why everything has an advantage. And it's because that year was so fantastically stacked. And that was a pretty big deal. I had just a Wii in 2007, and with a lot of these games I'm going to go over, I just started to realize I have to play this game. Or I would play them at friends' houses, and I was like, oh my god, this is really great. I need to get an Xbox 360, blah, blah, blah. So what I want to do real quick is kind of run through some of the games I have on this list for 2007 and for 2015 and kind of compare and just sort of discuss my thoughts and if I think that maybe this year or if 2007 was a better year. So if we look at the list I have of 2007, amazing games, like I said, and I'm even noticing one that I think I've left off here, which I feel pretty bad about. I could be wrong, though. 2007, BioShock, still one of the best games of the last generation. I think it's too bad that BioShock has sort of left the conversation for gaming nowadays because we know what happened with Irrational Games. Now, last year or 2 years ago when they kind of shut down after BioShock Infinite, which was amazing, and we don't know what the future of BioShock holds right now. I don't even know who owns that franchise, so that kind of sucks. But make no mistake, BioShock and BioShock Infinite are two of the greatest games in so long. Beautiful games, wonderful atmosphere, amazing control, very unique idea and vision. That is a game and or series that I would die to have a remaster of. I know everything's remaster heavy, and we're all pretty down on so many remasters coming out, but I do think that there are remasters that are completely okay. The Wind Waker, Gears of War very recently, excuse me, a BioShock remaster of one or all three of those games, Oh my gosh, bring it on, please. BioShock was great, and that was revolutionary. That's the first BioShock in 2007. Right behind that, you can see what's going to be a very popular game, especially on this channel, Super Mario Galaxy. Holy shit, what a game Super Mario Galaxy was. Also, one of the best games of all time. You know, that's two games right off the bat that probably go down as some of the best games ever made. Mario Galaxy was a revolution for platformers, a revolution just for Mario, which at that time, it was hard to believe that they could do anything new or fresh with Mario, let alone get visuals that wonderful out of the Wii in 2007. I mean, that was a game that looked almost as good as anything on the 360 or PS3 at the time. The only thing holding it back was just the simple fact that it was standard definition and not high definition, but visually and effects and reflective wise, such a great game. Amazing gravity mechanics. I mean, what can I say about Mario Galaxy that hasn't been said? You know, most of you guys are probably going to be huge Nintendo fans. I know that most of my followers are. You know how good Mario Galaxy was. That was 2007. Halo 3, not my favorite Halo game, but a massive release for the franchise and a massive release in 2007. That was probably the biggest and best-selling game in 2007, I'd have to believe. Right behind that, man, Metroid Prime 3. You know me and my Metroid fanship. Beyond happy to have that game come out. Great use of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. That was the game that kind of really, that Nintendo was trying to use to say, hey, we've dabbled with like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty 3 and first-person shooters with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. But here's our game. Here's a Metroid game. Here's a sequel to Metroid Primes 1 and 2 using this new mechanic with some brand new graphical effects and some, you know, some great movement, motion controls with the nunchuck and pulling things off guys and this pointy mechanic. Freaking fantastic. And it was just beautiful, and the music was so good as always. The final boss was way too easy in Metroid Prime 3, the Aurora 313 unit, which is too bad. But still, a great game and a wonderful end to, you know, basically my favorite franchise of all time. So that was amazing, 2007. Another huge one, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now, I know that it might be hard for some people to separate today's Call of Duty game and today's influence of Call of Duty compared to what it was in 2007 when the first Modern Warfare came out. But for anyone who's old enough or who can remember what that was like, 2007, 8 years ago, so that's a long time ago for any younger gamers today. When the first Modern Warfare came out, no one was ready for what that game was going to be like. Absolutely revolutionary for the first-person genre and for Call of Duty. It changed Call of Duty going forward, and look at what Call of Duty is today. It's because Modern Warfare was so good. It was so successful, and it was successful because it was so goddamned good. So no matter what your opinion of Call of Duty is today, back in 2007, Modern Warfare was like the king shit of all king shits. I'll go through these other ones pretty quickly. The original Portal, I had no idea was 2007 until I researched. Excuse me. The original Assassin's Creed, I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy, but that is a mammoth series today, and it all started back in 2007. Mass Effect, what else can be said about Mass Effect? Phenomenal, amazing game, and amazing series, sorry. And the first one, 2007, for anyone who forgets. The first Uncharted was 2007. God of War 2 on the PlayStation 2, 2007. The first Crysis. I'm not a big Crysis guy. I tried Crysis, I think, 2, on my 360 a couple of years ago when it was pretty new, and my color blindness prevented me from being able to play that goddamn game. I couldn't tell the enemies from the good guys. It was terrible. But it's a big deal. Crysis was a big deal, revolutionary for the PC market. It's, you know, the best looking game of its time. Crysis was a big deal. Half-Life 2 Episode 2, I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than Half-Life, especially Half-Life 2. We've all been waiting for more Half-Life, and that was 2007. And one portable game I was able to pull out of my hat, Zelda Phantom Hourglass, which is my favorite portable Zelda of all time. I preferred that even to A Link Between Worlds. Loved Phantom Hourglass. So that's just a quick list. I was trying to remember if Grand Theft Auto 4 was 2007, and I'm pretty sure that was 2008. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and that game was 2007, there's another mammoth game to throw onto that list. I mean, there's probably some others that I missed. I did just quick research. I had about 6 or 7 of these I knew off the top of my head. Then I went to research to remind myself of some others. That's amazing. BioShock, Mario Galaxy, Halo 3, Metroid Prime 3, Modern Warfare, Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, Mass Effect. Holy crap. Amazing year. And we have the beginning of a couple series. The first BioShock, the first Mario Galaxy, the first Assassin's Creed, the first Mass Effect, the first Portal, the first Uncharted. That's insane. That has set the standard. That created branching paths in gaming that has led to what we're doing even today in 2015. So, and that's not even including who knows what games I forgot or didn't get to put on that list. So 2007, beyond impressive. Oh my gosh. So let's move on to 2015, shall we? So you can see the list I have of games for 2015. You've been staring at it this whole time, probably thinking of many games you'd want to throw onto this list that I hadn't even thought to bring up yet. It's another one where I had many I knew off the top of my head. This was easier to put together because we're in 2015. Many of these games on this list aren't even out yet. So obviously it was easy for me to put together some games, and there's obviously many other games that could be thrown on this list, but I wanted to put together a quick list of the games that I think are big deals for today. So Fallout 4 is going to be amazing. It's going to be a huge release this year, maybe the best or second best selling game of the year. I think it's going to be potentially game of the year. It's the game that I am the most excited for going into the end of the year. And, love it or hate it, Fallout is a mammoth deal. It's going to be a mammoth release, and it's pretty huge because we've been waiting for Fallout 4 since, 2008 or 9, since New Vegas? So over 5 years since the last Fallout, and even longer since Fallout 3, so that's a big deal. The mighty return of Battlefront. Thank God we're getting Star Wars games again. Battlefront 3, I think, is going to be potentially one of the best games of the year. I was nervous about it at first. You've seen me kind of go from my initial gut reaction to the release and the DLC stuff to the fact that the game really is looking like it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. Huge Star Wars fan. I'm hoping for prequel-related content being released down the road. That's the only thing that I'm not in love with when it comes to Battlefront 3. And the fact that there will be DLC. But as far as what the game looks like, it's going to be amazing. It's the time for Star Wars. Episode 7 is going to be releasing just a month after this game, Battlefront 3, comes out. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a huge release. Halo 5. Halo's always a big deal. You can see Halo 3 and Halo 5 right next to each other, so that series is still rocking and rolling. It's going to be great game. Star Fox Zero, the return of one of the industry's oldest and greatest franchises, is a huge deal. I think Star Fox Zero is going to be great. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think the control is going to be super unique and work very well. Nintendo, Miyamoto, Platinum Games, all working together to bring back one of the industry's storied franchises. Even though it's had some ups and downs, I think it's going to be a great game. It's a game I am super excited for, so we can all be excited for Star Fox Zero. Rise of the Tomb Raider, exclusive to Xbox One this year. We're in the resurgence of Tomb Raider currently, so it's going to be a very big release. Probably my favorite game I've played this year, Bloodborne. Brand new franchise. One of the few new IPs on this list, because if you can tell, there's only 2 brand new IPs on this entire list, which is unfortunate. Compared to 2007, when I named 5 or 6 of those games were brand new IPs in 2007. This year, Bloodborne is one of the only brand new IPs. Phenomenal game. Bloodborne is amazing. Right behind that, the other brand new IP on this list, and a huge surprise for a lot of people, Splatoon. Wonderful, amazing game. It's hard for me to play that game for long periods of time, unfortunately, but that does not take away how inventive it is and how much character and personality it has and how great the control is, the mechanic, the Miiverse integration. That is an amazing game, and it's been a wonderful surprise, huge hit for Nintendo. Really happy to see a couple brand new IPs on 2015's list. Sorry, guys. And one of them being from Nintendo, so that's pretty fantastic. Metal Gear Solid 5, it's getting perfect 10s right now. That's a huge deal, the return of Metal Gear. The Witcher 3, a lot of people think that's game of the year. It's the best-selling game of the year so far. That's a very big release. Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out at the end of the year in December. A sequel to a game that no one thought was even going to release in North America, that no one thought could possibly be as good as it was. And Xenoblade Chronicles X, I have no doubt, is going to be even better than the fantastic original, beautiful, huge-looking game. Batman Arkham Knight, what can I say? That's the game that made me a fan of the Arkham series. I think the first 2 were pretty good games, but Arkham Knight absolutely blew me away. Huge fan. And it's been a massive release. Great reviews, very high sales. Mortal Kombat X, great game, high sales. You've heard me talk about it recently. Super Mario Maker coming out in just a couple of days from today's recording. It's Sunday right now. That game comes out this Friday. So those are some really great games. There's a lot of other really great games that have come out and will still come out by the end of this year. But nothing else that I think is so mind-blowing. I just wanted to put that list. I think those are some of the most important releases to look at this year. So, I don't know, now I'm trying to think just for myself, because I wasn't sure how much my opinion was formed before discussing these 2 years. Which year is the better year? I was like, man, so many great games in 2007, but there's so many great sequels in 2015, Fallout, Battlefront, Halo, The Return of Star Fox, Tomb Raider, Xenoblade, Mortal Kombat, and then the fact that Bloodborne and Splatoon are 2 fantastic, mind-blowing brand new IPs. I just don't know. I can't even say how excited I am for some of these games. Between Fallout, Battlefront, and Star Fox, you've got 3 games that I am more excited for than almost any games I've ever been more excited for in the past. I mean, really, I am so excited for those 3 games. But you know what? Having talked about it throughout the length of this video and how much I had to say about those games in 2007, and again, when you look at, I'm going to remind you of these games. When you look at BioShock starting in 2007, Super Mario Galaxy starting in 2007, the Modern Warfare lineage of Call of Duty started, the first Portal, the first Assassin's Creed, which is a series I hate, but I recognize as a very big deal, Mass Effect, Uncharted, all those series started in 2007. And this year, the only series starting, assuming they become series, are Bloodborne and Splatoon. Everything else are huge deals and amazing games, but they're all sequels. And then when you even look at the sequels in 2007, for myself, the sole fact that there was a Metroid release in 2007 and there isn't one this year, I gotta give it to 2007. 2015 is a great year. I think we've had some great years since 2007 as well. I think 2010 was a really, really amazing year. 2012 was a really good year as well. But yeah, 2007 I think is easily the better year. When I look at all those games, so many new games starting and some great sequels. Half-Life 2, Episode 2, God of War 2, Phantom Hourglass and the Legend of Zelda series, Modern Warfare, like I said. It's just there's just too many great games. So I don't know. I guess I'll kind of just leave it at that. 2020. I keep saying 2015, 2007, 2015 is too many different ways to say those 2 years. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap up with that. 2015, we have a banner year this year. It might actually be the best year since 2007, but is it better than 2007 like the Xbox executive would have us believe? I don't think so. And Halo 5 and Tomb Raider don't make for the best year the Xbox has had in a long time either. I mean, they may be the best 2 games that the Xbox One has had in its short life, but that's because there hasn't been that many great games for most of the 8th generation consoles. Obviously, the Wii U's had a ton of great games, but the Xbox One and PS4, not so much. So I got to give it to 2007. So many great series beginning that year, and the games that are sequels of that year are amazing. Some of the best games. I mean, I can't even stop saying that sentence. Some of the best games of all time. Some of the best games ever made. I mean, how many times have I had to say that this video? Because when you look at both years, it's very true. But 2007, amazing. So that's it, man. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think that 2007 is the better year, or do you think that this year, 2015, is the better year? Again, when you look at an 8-year gap, you'd have to think that a lot of you younger guys, you younger gamers out there, it might be hard for you to even remember or know how good 2007 was. Maybe some of you weren't even old enough to have really been gaming in 2007, and if you were, you probably couldn't play games like BioShock, God of War 2, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed. Maybe you couldn't even play those games. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm sticking with 2007. What do you guys think? I think it's a really fun topic to discuss. So I'll leave it at that. I'm going to link that GameSpot article below, so you guys can check it out and kind of see what else he said about the idea of 2007 compared to 2015. Pretty exciting time. Make no mistake, 2015 is going to be great. We got Fallout to look forward to. We got Mario Maker. We got Battlefront 3, Halo 5, Tomb Raider, Star Fox. All these great games to look forward to. Xenoblade, what a great year it is, regardless of if it's better than 2007. That's it for my discussion on those 2 years. Definitely share your thoughts below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is Rob of Rule of Two Review, and I will catch you guys next time on another video.